Well, hello guys. This is a workshop for Druid, and my name is Maxim, also known as Insanity on the forum. I'm a creator of Druid, Pantera, and several in our libraries. And today we will see how to use Druid from the scratch, how to make UI with it, what is pop-ups, how to make pop-ups, what is widgets inside it, and a little bit touch of Pantera at the end. This workshop goes with a completely empty project, so you can uh, repeat for me each step and get the same result. So let's go. For this workshop, we need to open the vault. Will not use IDE today. All the code will be written inside the vault. It's not something that we used to. So to create new project, let's start our workshop. So to create new project, we need to select a new project. Let's name of Druid Workshop. Create new project. Pink. We have a completely empty project. To check it working, we can press Command B. I will start recording here to see my hotkeys here. It's completely black. It's nothing contains, and the file it's running, it's this main collection. The collection inside the vault is something what's it's thin, something what you want to spawn, want to create. Let's make opacity slower so it's not so bright. To make things more interesting, let's add a game object to our main collection and add the text inside it to just mark it's our my amazing game. And we want to place it at the center of the screen. If you run the game now, it will be at the top left, or top left, bottom left position. To place the item at the middle of the screen, we need to know our game coordinates. You can see your game coordinates in game project and display. It will be 960 for 640. So let's use weak coordinates to place it at the middle. In these fields, we can use mathematical expressions. So we can use 960 divided by 2. And for same for the size, its text looks small, let's increase them 3 times. Yep, my amazing game. I think it's okay for our prerequisites to start making UI. And what we want to make next is Windows settings. Windows settings can be useful. It's a separate pop-up window. It's you can adjust your volume or language here, so it can be useful to show you how to make it. So let's start to make it right now. Let's make a Windows a folder which are called entities, and create a Windows settings folder. And to make a UI, just create a Windows settings. Pink, nice, good. To start, as you see, this UI file have already the screen dimensions rectangles, despite not like in the main collections, which was just an empty scene. It's our screen coordinates. It's our virtual bounds of our UI. And what I recommend to start always is place root node. For the windows and scenes, the root node will be placed at the center with the size of all screen. So let's make a size property exactly to the window dimensions. Let's use our position to calculate exactly the center position. So what we did, we already did a box. It's should be called root. It doesn't matter, but it's always good to know what you have always a root in each of your file. And right now we can add this GUI collection to our main GUI collection. So let's make a game object GUI and add component file, Windows settings. Bam. Yep. We see our beautiful white screen here. Let's build. Yep. We added our GUI layout to our game, but when the screen goes resized, we see our GUI is fitted inside available places. But usually we want to make this root node be always cover the whole screen place. So to make this one, we need to select our root node, select adjust mode, and use stretch. I always use only fit or stretch mode. Run game again, stretch the window up perfectly. We have a node which exactly covers the whole screen place. It's just a root node. It's just mark what all content will, all of this window content will place inside this root node, and we don't need it be visible. We now can make it hidden by clicking checkbox here. So we want to start at our windows. So let's make some of a window node. So let's add a new node. Let's make a size of this node some size 400 by 400. It looks okay. And let's call it a window. It's a window background for our window, but in default there is no any predefined images. So we can't use now no any texture here in the default. There is just once, but it's for small dot of particle. And here we're gonna start using Druid library. The Druid library contains some images you can use in your UI and in the game itself. To find the Druid, you need to open the GitHub page inside Druid or find it on Assets Store in the default asset page mostly. Scroll down a little bit to find the section setup. Here is a Druid setup and default event setup. You need both of these dependencies to make Druid work. So just press copy button, go to your default game project, and in dependencies you need to add your copied link for zip file and do the same to the event library. After you add the dependencies, click project, fetch libraries, and you need to wait a little bit. Now these files will be downloaded, and when downloaded, they will be shown here inside your project. It can take some time. It depends on your internet or something, or GitHub responses. Yep, it's here. So you see default Druid and event libraries here. It's almost act the same as your own folders, but what you just can't change them persistently. You can do some small changes, but only to just experiment. So we have a Druid library and event library. And what we're interested now is a Druid Atlas. It's an Atlas image with several images, can be useful for make some stuff, but we're mostly interested in these UV circles. There is a 4 circle from 8 to 64 sizes, and we will use them to make the rounded circles, round rectangles. To add this one, let's return to our Windows settings. And we want to use, for this window, a texture. But to use texture, we need edit to GUI file. And click texture, add texture, and select Druid Atlas. Pink. And then we can use textures from it. So let's select a circle, 64. When you select an image and you have a size mode auto, your size will be reset to this image size. This is not the case for what we want to be here, so we can change the size mode to manual. So use our circle, and we see the stretched circle. But to make it looks good and better, we will use the slice 9 feature to mark which size of the image will be not stretched when image is resized. For a circle, we will use half of image from all the sides. So this half of images, quarter of images is not more resizable, and our part is. So, well done. We have a nice looking Windows settings now. We can press Command B now. We see it's a fetching engine. It's this build time will take a little bit more time than usual because we have new dependencies. And if dependencies uses native code, it will create a new engine to you. Oh, it's already created. Each next time build will be run instantly. It's almost nothing to update. we see our window here. Nice. So let's continue to make our windows. Pink, we'll select color, make some beautiful color, more violet, more dark, because I want to brighter buttons. That's this one. You can copy, paste nodes. So for example, if I want to make a header at the top, I can copy this window, rename it header, make it smaller by height, make it darker. I think just this one, and place it in the top. You see, it's not very round number because I misaligned it a little bit, and to align it perfectly, it can be a little bit harder. But for this case, I want to use pivot to the top and just use half of width of this window. It's 400, so 200 position. It's good. Yep, we have a header panel here. Let's make a text here to mark its header with a settings text here. We need to select a font. Font, like with images, we need to include it right before in the font tab and font. And Druid get two fonts included. Is Druid text bold and regular. Let's use this text bold font. Tink, tink, tink. Yep, we have a settings font or settings text with our Druid font. Let's place it somewhere at the middle. And what we need to make with text nodes when we spawn it. We want to align the size. Firstly, we need to adjust the scale. It's a size of the text. It's fine to me. Let's make to adjust the sizes, which text will occupy. So in the Druid, text will be never exceed this text area if you not specify otherwise. So it's always useful to specify which area text is placed for, and for different languages, it will be always fitted in this place. So it's a good thing to know. And we need to remove alpha, opacity, outline alpha, and shadow alpha. I don't want to use it here. And I always recommend to do this one, because if your font changed and your font before didn't have the outline, for example, from this moment, all your text will have outline. So it's just good to set it to 0 if you're not using them. And let's use opacity value to make it a little bit more stylish. I don't know. So Command B again, up. We have a settings window. Good. But it's not contains any buttons. So let's make the button itself. It will be almost the same thing what we did before. Let's make the node button sound. We want to add the sound and the language buttons to these settings. So first one is just Google sound on off, and language will be to change languages. Almost the same as we did for these panels. Use a circle, use size mode manual, use slice 9, 52, 50, 50, 52, and make a some button size, which will be looks good. Maybe this one. Yep. And add text here. Add text. Almost the same thing what we already told. Font, opacity, and specify the area of size of text area. We do not see the text because it's white. It should be like text sound. So let's change the color of this button. Custom color. For sound, it will be like some blue, for example, green. Let's make a good color for our sound. Pink. Yeah, we see the text. Let's change the text. Sound. Yeah, good. We have a one button. To make another button, we can select, we can copy it to make another one. But later, when we want to change it somehow, we need to change it in all places. To resolve this, we can use GUI templates. GUI templates can be added as usual nodes like both spy, text, and template, and they will use another GUI files. So let's extract this button to another GUI template we will use in future. So let's make folder with name widgets. It's a folder with name button text, and create a GUI file as we did before, button text. And we can copy paste from these GUI settings, Windows settings to the button text here. Check. Yep, we copied the node. We see the two errors. It's for texture and for the font because we don't use it right now in this GUI, so we need to add them also. It's a font. We can press A to pop up this menu to add something in the default. Yep, we have a good button. It's misaligned a little bit because, yep, it's misaligned. And as with other settings, I just recommend to use a root node. Root node is not visible. Place all content inside this root node and set the root node the size of your content. It's 220 of 480 now. So, yep, we have a GUI template. Place it at the 0 coordinates. Nice. And later we can change it. So what we want to do now is to use these templates. Let's right-click root, template, button, text. This button sound is not more required for us. Button sound is a template now. We can move it. It's just one template node. You see inside all of the nodes we place it in this grid file. And we can copy it to make another button. Let's make a button language. And nodes inside template can be overridden. Each property you see here can be changed. And their changes will be only here. So for example, if you want to change the text here with template, let's change to right language. And button sound. Why is button sound? Because of button text contains the sound yep. So we want to rename them to remove sound, text sound, move sound. So we just have root, button, text, a most simple composition we can have. Let's press button. Let's change our color because it will look better. Oh, just need some more yellow. Yep. Like this one. It's good, no? Yeah, it's good. Right, but congratulations. We have two buttons here. Header file with text file, and it's too bright. It's too bright. Let's change the text opacity here to our style at 0.8. Return back, and yep, we have nice colors. Let's run our game. We see our Windows settings. It's perfect. It looks perfectly, but we want to click it to make actual a logic itself. To add the logic to the GUI files, we need to add GUI script for GUI file we want to run. So here, how we already added to main collections? Yep, I think, yep. Yeah, we can red circle beside it. So we want to add the GUI script. To make this one, you need to right-click, new, GUI script, Windows settings, perfectly. And we want to use the template from the Druid. So we want a copy of basic template of GUI script. Press button, paste here, and we need to connect this GUI script to the GUI. So in the script, you need to ping Windows settings. Cool. To make sure all this works, so here we see what instance of Druid is created, and some lifecycle functions is called to make Druid works. So print hello world, run it, and we see yep, hello world here. All is good, but buttons is not clickable still. So we need to add buttons. The Druid goes with API reference. You can open it to inspect something. It's all functions you can call. And the Druid instance itself have several built-in components. For example, we wanted to make a button. So let's call it. So Druid new button. Okay. Let's write it, new button. We need to note. We can pass only the node name itself. So we want to add the button for button sound. So probably we want to copy button sound, but template nodes this one is not existing in the game. Only the nodes inside templates. So actually, the node we want to use is button sound root because only this node exists. So we wanna write it here, button sound root, and on sound is the second argument. It's a function which will be called when button is clicked. Let's add a function on top of it. Self ping, and let's make sure it's working. Hello sound, command B, and it's working. Yep, you see hello sound button. It's clickable. Let's make the same thing for the language. Nice. Tick. Because we have named only templates renamed for this component, all structure inside the same. So we just now it will be called button language root and recorded. Okay, it's a bad time to understand you don't record it.
No worries, I do.
Okay, but suddenly it will be much better quality sometimes. And let's check. Yep, we have two buttons, all the same with hello world. And to make things a little bit interested, use read new. We can use new text, and it's button sound text. We will use. We want to change current state of sound, the current state of language, but we wanted to update these texts. So we just create them and store them. It's some name. It will be its text sound, text language. What text language? We can use the GUI set text field. We need to paste node and text, but Android do it a little bit more. It makes sure about what this text is not exceeded their sizes. So let's use them. So we have a sound text, a sound language. So we need a kind of some data to interact with. So for sound, let's make a local variable sound равно false and local languages which will be iterated, for example, English, French, and Spain, neon, and current language index. So for click on sound, we want to just local sound. For languages, we want to increase our language by 1. And if it's more than our languages list, just to return to a first. And we need to update our texts. I recommend just have for simple cases, for just one function, for example, refresh text called self here, and in this function, just use these values to update our texts. So we have a self here. We stored our text on 6 languages here. So text sound will be like sound. Let's make text with some operations, and you see we have a sound, text on, if not off. And we can use text sound, set text sound. Let's check if it works. We have a concatenation of Boolean values where I don't see. We need to refresh text here. Refresh text here also. No, it's not.
Just a simple on 10 line end.
Yep, sound, thank you. Yep, sounds off, sound on. Yep, perfectly. We have a place where we can update our sounds, because sounds oftenly is kind of a sound set group game or like external libraries. So it's not need to interact with our game. So it can be placed here. The same thing we can use for the languages. So it's will be local text language. Wait, just with concatenation of languages to make sure it's good. And the same as with sound language. text image. And we check it. Yep, it's not working because we don't call refresh text. Sorry. Tink, 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 tink. Nice. You have a window where there are two togglers, which can be useful for you, but it's not still a window. It's always displayed on the game. We didn't need to make it appear by some event, make our changes and close them. To make them appear, we need some button to open this window. So let's make another GUI, which this one is not more required for the moment. But we need our whole game GUI. Let's make another game project, game GUI. Also, little the same thing what we used before. Game GUI, and we can even use the root node here. If we copy root node and place it here, it will be placed with all of contents, but we can clear it. Add our Druid texture and font probably will be used here. But what a goal? We want to place a button right top corner. We can start at the button menu, which will call our window settings. It uses absolutely the same thing as I did before. Size is resetted. Tick, 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 tick. Our perfect rounded rectangle. And if we place it here, perfect position for the button. Let's make a color and the text to display its menu. Tick, tick. A little bit less size of text. If you want to make text slightly less, or just change the text size, you should use it scale. Align with sizes, remove opacity and shadow, and let's use this our .8. I think. What is the issue here? When we add a GUI file to our main collections where the player will see it, it's a component file, game GUI, and press Command B. It's nice, but when we stretch it, it will keep the position not related to the right top corner. To this one, I recommend you to use special nodes, not helpers, anchor nodes. Let's make a northeast anchor node. It's not visible. It can be small. It doesn't matter which one parameters you're using. Pivot also is not required, but it's kind of cool to see in which side this pivot node is placed. And we place this node here at the corner. It will be the synchronized of the center because it's now relative from the root. And place our bottom menu here. It's jumped, so I return back. For example, it will be -18. And this anchor should have a stretch mode. Because, for example, so as I saw, it's fit node. It will be act the same thing, but if you will set stretch, I can return visible here to see. It will be always on the right top corner. So it's good. We have a helper node, which always restricted to the right top corner, and our menu button is feed. It will be not transformed somehow. It will be always on the right top corner. So let's make a button from it. As before, we can use we need to create GUI script to set up the GUI script here, but the Druid have a nice editor script, which allows you to do it with just one click. You right click on the GUI file, press create Druid GUI script, and bam, it's already linked, it's already created, and already with a bunch of code you need to start. So we have a Druid new button as we did before. It's button menu, as I remember. Yep, yeah, button menu. And we called it on menu. And we need always write functions on top of this lifecycle function, because when we call it, it need to be defined before. Print on menu. All right. If we call it, press, yeah, it's button. And now we need to spawn our collection. So in default, we can can't just create a GUI file. We need to spawn a collection of game objects which contains this GUI file. To make this and make it easier, I just recommended to use Monarch. It's a library from Bjorn Riesen. You can download it from his GitHub on Monarch. Also the same, it's a simple screen manager, what you can use to manage your pop-ups, windows, and Sense. And let's go sell it. We go to a specific release, the latest release of Hello Pile. Right-click, copy link address of the zip file, go to the game project, dependencies, like before, and press fetch libraries. Boom! It's so easy to install dependencies in default. Yep, it's already here. And Monarch will spawn collections file mostly. So let's add the collection to our Windows settings. Yep, we have a collection. We have a collection with name, Windows settings. We have a game object. No matter which name is it. Just set component, Windows settings, GUI file. Yep, we have a separate collections. And now we need to spawn somehow. Monarch provides a system how to you can register these screens. So we need to define them. So let's call this sense of Windows. Let's say Windows. Let's say another game object is just helpful game object, which we will use Windows settings. And it uses a component file. You need to select the Monarch screen factory or screen proxy. Today we will use screen factory script. And you will be open with a bunch of settings. We only need in this one. It's our unique window name. We'll use the same. It's a pop-up. And it's spawn collection from this collection factory. Collection factory is another type of component. Let's press collection factory, and Windows settings, and press load dynamically, because why not? So it's all of things we need to spawn collections. We register them in Screen Factory, and this is exactly a link to our collections. Place it here. Command B, place, yep. It's nothing happened because we don't write the actual code to the spawn it. Instead of on menu, we want to call Monarch, show, and Windows settings. And that's all. Only what we need to require it, like a Druid. And let's try it. Menu. Yeah, we have a button which called Windows settings. We can make our adjustments, but we can't close it because we have no function. And we can even click a menu behind it, so it's spawned again and again. Let's change it. We will return back to Windows settings. So for now, we want to have an area. It's a full area where when we click it, it should be closed. So let's make some shadow node, it's called for me usually. It's stretched for all of the screen. It's some opacity. Let's some dark color. And it should be placed before window. So as you see now, it's can be hidden. To move node up or down in the hierarchy, you can use right click and move up or move down, or just use hotkeys. It's Alt or Command, Alt or Option, I think, and arrows. So we have a shadow here. And I think that's all. We need to add a button in absolutely the same way as we did with our buttons. It's a shadow. And make sure when we click on shadow, we need to call on close. And just on close, self. And for closing, Monarch have a function back. And also we need to use Monarch. Let's check it. Is it works? Pink? Yep, it works. We can close window. We can press the buttons. But also we can close the window when we click just on window. Because in this scene currently, we have only 3 buttons. Shadow, sound, and language. For preventing this one, the Druid has the blocker component. It's just block input in some node area. So we will add it after the shadow window node, which is the means exactly this window content. So all of in these places will be not passing input to the next. Druid proceeded input from the latest created to the first created. So in this example, these two buttons have a more priority than this one. So for example, if we move shadow after button language, we will cannot even click on this button because the shadow is clicked before. So also pay attention to order of this component creation. Let's check our blocker. Yep, we can click here. We can adjust our settings and close window perfectly. With this part, I think we're done, but it's not very useful when you cannot interact with your game. You want to use the pop-ups, use a GUI, and use somehow to write a logic to make interactions. To make this one, we will make another pop-up. Window confirmation, I will call it. It's a simple window with yes or no buttons. To make this window, I just will copy our Windows settings. We'll rename it to Windows Confirm. In default, you can select a bunch of elements, click rename, use a new name, and it will rename it in batch at one time. But we still need to update our settings in each file. For example, here there is a link to the Windows settings, but it should be like for the new GUI, which we copied right before, and the GUI script here. Perfect. It's a window confirm. We will first just adjust them a little bit. We will reuse our buttons. We will use a window a little bit wider. Also, we'll update our header. It will be called confirmation. Text header here. Copy the text header because we want to ask something. Oh, description. We want to ask something from our player. So, do you like this workshop? Right. With the text, we want to adjust also the text sizes. It's a little bit more. And also, I think we need to use limerick here. So the text will be wrapped around on the new line if it's bigger than this width. And use our buttons as button confirm, and button decline. As like before, we just use it to place it, align the coordinates. For example, here, and this, for example, will be confirm here, text and language decline. And the red yellow button is not something means decline. Let's make a red one. Yep. Because we use the alpha for the texts, it's always have some similar color to the background. So we have a confirmation pop-up with collections, and this script is for the Windows settings. We don't want to use it anymore. It's more like let's clear them. And we don't want to use the functions at the top of that, because when you open Windows settings now, it's kind of messy because there is a little bit actions here, and you see the need functions, which you probably want to see first. For Windows settings, window confirm. I want to use Druid widgets. Druid widgets, it's Lua files you can use instead of GUI script almost. I will show you. To create a widget, instead of create Druid GUI script, you can press create Druid widget. It will create nearby just a Lua file with a bunch of templates, which have a hints how to create this widget and what you can use here. I will explain it, so I will remove it. I will use only these lines. So we will remove everything. In this file, when you can create a Lua file, which is exactly the same as you see, just a init function, here you can use self-druid or methods like getNode by ID. It's a Druid widget. So what we need to do, we do absolutely the same as we did in collections or Windows settings, sorry. In confirm, go to our top pane, confirm, we have two buttons, window confirm. So just write this button here, new button. It's a window confirm root, and we called self on agree, on confirm. Or I will use it like this one. And we have a second button. It's a button decline. And now we can use functions below init function. So, but it's an object. It's part of M module. So we need to write like M and write the name of our function. On confirm this function, confirm, and just for the same for decline, I think. So it's another way to creating things, but this widget should be created, and this is what this GUI script will be used for. We can use we need to require our Lua file. It's you can copy paste path from here, right click, copy require path, paste here, nice, and call the self druid new widget. You need to pass this widget class, and that's all. This GUI script don't need for us anymore. We have a window confirmation. We have a widget with two buttons, which does print statements. We wanna check it is working, and let's spawn this window to see is it working or not. To spawn it with Monarch, we also need to add this window to the windows. Let's make window confirm. Ping collection factory should be confirm, and name ID of this window also should be window confirm. It can be pop-up and pop-up, for example, but I don't think we will see the difference now. Boom, and let's call it. Let's call it from the script file, which is you probably already have in your game, especially on Game Jam. It's a script file which will be connected to our, for example, game object. Let's use the main script, and we want to use only init functions here. We want to show monarch show window confirm. Local monarch, as always. Monarch. And when we start the game, it will throw an error, but there is no screen window confirm. It's because we have a script here which is called trying to show window confirm, but window confirm is also will be registered in this frame. It's probably just executed before. So for this use case, it's usually people make a loader collections where they set up all the libraries, all the game settings, register all of Windows, and then go to the game collections, which is exactly the game. But for this example, we just postpone our Mana show call with timer delay function by half a second. So it's just need to show for us in half a second. Yep. Yeah, we have again the window with two buttons, but it's written in Lua file, which is pretty small. It's all of files. It's because I have two indentations with four functions. It's pretty small. And now what we want to do. We want to show this window with some specific text and do something on the buttons. So for example, when we call monarch-confirm, window confirm, we want right here specify something why we use this window confirm. In monarch show, there is three options. It's ID of window, options of how to show this pop-up scene, and data which we can grab inside the collection which we called. So in this case, we need to call window confirm. Options are not needed here, and we pass the Lua table. For example, text equals, do you use default? For example. And so the question how to use this text inside our window config. The answer, where is Monarch? Copy it. Answer is we can use the Monarch data function to grab the data itself. So self data equals Monarch data. So right here we have a text, the data, exactly the same data as we passed in the main script. So it should be like text here. We have a text, its ID or text description. Let's copy it. Let's make Druid text as we did it before and use data text as the second parameter. It's initial value. So for example, if we call it, we have a new text here. So we can manipulate it from outside. Already good. But also we wanted to use the actions from this window. And the most first way what you think to make this one, you make a function on agree to make something and on decline to make something. When you show this window, with this text, we wanted to do something. What we're going to do here is to change our main collection text label. Let's have a URL go label. Let's use it here. Label set text. Label, for example, confirm it or decline it. If you already know default or pretty experienced with it, if you call confirm, or you don't call it, I'm sorry, go to our window confirm collections. So you might see a pattern. So for example, we can want to make something in window. We just going to this window and make adjustments here. We have data on agree, not agree or not. Yep. Let's make it on more the same name on confirm. It's just a function. We passed around of scenes on decline and run it. Confirm, and we will see an error. What collections label can't be found because when we use this confirm button and call callbacks here, it's another context. We use it from this GUI script. It's another collection in our GUI script, and this is script, and we can't directly interact in such a way between collections. But there is an event library, which is already you have it goes with Druid, which allows you to make cross-context calls. It's very simple to use. I will show you here. And you need to require it, event library, it is this one. And we need to wrap our function in a place where we want to make this call. So it kind of will save the context. It's function event create called. So we make a function event create, which set a function default handler for this event. And that's all. The event, which is created by this way, also can be called in just parentheses. So when we press Command B, we have a pop confirm. No, it should be on confirm and create function on confirm. Let's debug a little bit. It's strange. Here, why not?
It might be set, but we don't see it because it's under the pop-up.
Under pop-up. Nice. Yeah, sure. We need to close it. Oh, yeah, there is no error, so it's good. And we just need to add closing in this window. So let's make the same thing as we did it in Windows settings. It was Monarch back, as I remember. I already have a Monarch back, so let's check. Confirm. Confirmed. We have some piece of code where we can affect our game. So we can spawn it window. Where is it? In main script. So for example, VS Code to spawn window, we can make look it a little bit nicer. For example, we can move this code to the separate Lua module to make a bit better abstractions. So can it be called main windows, right? So we can fast create a Lua module, windows. Oh, what I think you need to write for empty Lua module is this one, and function show confirm with 3 arguments: text, on confirm, and on decline. And use this code. Yep, just here, chink, chink, chink. And we need to add these dependencies to this file because it uses it. We do need to use text here, and for example, on confirm here, and on decline here. I think it's even will work on confirm, like in this way. Why not? So it's pretty cool. Let's use it. Instead of this 10 lines of code, window, show confirm, do you will use Druid, and to function. It's also the same. Why is selecting so weird? I need to copy tape to use it actually, and return our label set text. Yeah, and no. Let's see if it works. Not, I will see why not. It's not function set, it's set text, right? Do you do it? Confirm? Yeah, all is good. We also now have it can be a chain of calls. So weird. For example, we can have an error window. Do you give a star to Druid? So for example, we have a first pop-up, and after some time we have another pop-up with another callbacks we wanted to use. What we want to make to these windows to make it look a little bit better. You see, it just disappear instantly. To fix it, we can use just 2 lines of code, which is not so hard to write, but make so much good feelings here. So we will return to Windows settings, which is what's presented right now, and we want to add some animations to make it more looking good. So just write a function like appear. It should be like placed before appear self, and we have a root node here. It's we get node root. Let's scale it to the 0 with GUI scale function, and animate it with GUI animate back to the state. It's a scale with async. You need to pass the easing function. Let's out back for it 0.3 seconds. That's all, I think, no? No, I remember something. To which value? My vector 3, here is a value which you need to use. Yep. Yeah. So our window now appear instantly, just for these 3 lines of code. Ping, good. So we now need to make the same thing to the closing. So we have a function on close. Let's add the animations here to scale it back. We don't need to reset scale now to the 0. It's just to the go from current state. And we go to close the screen to the end of this animate function. Ping. Manar back. Good. Let's check it. Menu, back. Because we have to one. Yep. You almost, you're so fast. Nice. You have window. Outback is worth looks better in this case. Just one scene and a little bit faster because when closing something, the players want to make it faster when it appears. Yep, we have nice animations for here for settings, but it's weird. But we see the shadows here appearing on the top, and I think with the druid part here, I will end. So what we already have, we have two GUI files, GUI pop-ups, window settings, and confirmations, which can be called from UGame, interact with UGame. It's a menu button with you some settings you can adjust. It's clickable, it's stretchable, so it will look pretty okay for each of aspect ratios. And for now, I want to switch to the Pantera to add animations to instead of these GUI animations. I want to use a Pantera to show how to make simple animations for these pop-ups. So let's remove these timer delay functions. We don't need it anymore. Maybe you have any questions about the read part? Do you like it? Do you understandable? Or maybe too
Yes.
fast? Okay, good. It's a feedback. Well, to use Pantera, as is with Druid and with Monarch, we need to install dependency first. Let's open Google Chrome. Let's make a Pantera. It's also found on my GitHub under Pantera. And go to install these two dependencies. It's Twinner for the animations and Pantera itself. So we're going to game project. Go plus, copy them, plus, copy them, fetch libraries. It's about part to get a runtime for Pantera. That's all. The Pantera itself, it's a runtime, a small runtime, but it also have an editor. Pantera to know. To download the editor, you need to go to this GitHub also, get the releases, and you will see this Pantera editor some version. Let's click on it. It's Pantera. It's an animation editor for the default. And here at the down, you can see the Pantera for different platforms. I will use the macOS, but I already have this version right here. You just run it. When you run, you will see the home page with you project something, and you can start open your project from default here, or you can start open all projects from default itself. I think I need to show both ways because I'm not sure about Windows users. Is it available or not with editor script options? So let's make the project inside Pantera. To make project, you need to press plus, press new animation, shop, entities, and we interested in Windows settings. So let's call it Windows settings, Pantera.lua file. And the second step, we need to bind default file on which we will go animate. It will be like here nearby. We just select it, press open, and here it is. It is almost the same as we see in default. Pink, it's settings window, right? Yep, settings. But a different font files. It's not should be a big issue for you. And before we start animating, I want to show the second approach. It's entities, window Pantera, we can delete it. The second approach is just to press on the GUI file, which we wanted to animate. It also work on the collection files. Right click, create Pantera animations, booms, we here. The Pantera editor should be opened because they're communicating when they opened. So we can instantly right click on file, open file, or open file from Pantera itself, into Pantera animations. I'm not sure is it the same. It should be the same. Yep. The navigation was similar. You need to press Command or Control and drag across the scene. And you can't move anything here because it's a layout file or it's a binded file to the GUI file. So all the initial state will now manages inside the default, inside this here. But we can animate file. To start animating, we need to toggle editor mode by pressing here or M. And we have animation. We can press play to play it. It's a 1 second default animation. It's absolutely empty. So make the appear animation. So we can press a plus, make appear animation. There is a selected appear animation and there is a duration. We need to like a small amount of seconds, like 3/10. And what we want to do is how we need to use Pantera. We have a timeline and we need to set the position in some time which we want to see. So for example, for window, I also want to scale it to 0 or right here, scaled. You see this orange button and you can press it on this or on this orange button. It's like to commit changes. It should be a hint here, but for example, for some reason it's not. When we scale on the highlighted properties, the keys will be created. So there is a two keys for scaling with target value 0. And when, for example, we move to the back, to the end of animations, we can create like discard changes, no, default value, for example, or just write it manually and click it again. And it will create two animation keys from the previous one. So now we can drag from this timeline. We see, we have some property animated over time. Let's make a little bit slower for the preview to not get insane. Let's make more things because it's now much easier to add. We can add a rotation. Also, we can like pink. We can press this button to reset changes. Pink. So absolutely the same thing. Now our window is appearing with rotations. We can edit the easings of each of key. So for example, for rotation, let's use outback in full speed, it will up, some shaking. And we want to use the shadow animate separately. So let's select the color. Let's opacity 0 at the start. It's important. Let's shift enter to make a keys. Go back. Let's reset properties. What has been changed? Press back. Pink. So we have a separate animation for the shadow and for the window. So what we have now? We have a Pantera file and GUI script where we have our appear animations. So we want to just replace this code with our Pantera code. It's a dependency which we'll use. It's a Lua file. So let's use a Pantera and we need to require our animation file. It's also a Lua file with lists of the keys it contains as return. We can copy require path, paste it here. Or also, to make this one, the Pantera itself have a copy require path code. It's called here. If we press it here, we can pass it. It's with whole string with local animation with required path. So to use Pantera, we need to initiate this animation state. So it will be animation, Pantera, and create GUI file for this animation. And that's all. We don't need the templates and nodes here because it's a GUI script file. It's a top level file for GUI. And we have animation. And let's call the file instead of this appear. To call animation Pantera animation, we need to call play, which animation we want to play, and which animation ID. It's appear. And if I did it correctly, it should be working. Yep. Now you see our animation from Pantera is here. So we just replace it appear with an our appear, and it's working now. It's now our animation for disappear. Why not? Let's duration 0.2. We just need to initial position of window color can be, oh no, not shadow, should be disappeared to 0. You just click and paste here, click, and also with some transformations. Tick, 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 and commit all keys at once. It will button left, because why not? And rotations. Just for example. So we have a disappear animation. You can copy the animation ID from here and do absolutely the same thing instead of this one, what we did before. So it's Pantera play, disappear, and we want to call back at the end of animations. The third options of play, is it shall be here? Yep, it's options. So it's a low table with some properties, and callback is called callback. So we just define callback at the end of animations. Place here, monarch back, and this one is we don't need. I think it should be enough. So first in this menu, ping, 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 ping. So I think it's beautiful. We have a Windows settings menu in 1 hour with animations, with sounds, with pop-ups. I think it's mostly all of the same thing. So for Pantera, you just set some time. You need to, the some properties at the node need to be some values, so you can adjust them, change sizes, change anything you have in the default, images, even Druid images here, pivots, anything. You can change the texts, call events, and proceed them with inside these options. So it's pretty powerful and can be easily can make life easier to make some simple animations. So it's take like several clicks, like Game GUI, create Pantera animations, press M and start to make something. Is our menu button. So I think it's a general overview of Druid Pantera. And now we'll return to our workshop page. Whew. I don't know if it was long or not, if it was good or not, but I'm glad you was here, guys. Mwah.
Thank you very much.